Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue number 2. That's right, while the Justice League goes off and dies and we head into our dark crisis, we are letting legendary comic book writer Mark Waid play with Dan Mora and Bond Villain for a little bit here. As you know, they just take us through a journey across time, literally across time, into the yesteryear of the Cape Crusader and the Man of Steel. And it's fun. Like, that's all this book is to me. I know it's in out of continuity. It's right there where it's like, oh, it could be continuity, doesn't matter, probably not, but it's just a fun ride, and that's what we needed right now. I understand the hesitations for some people. Does this book matter? Do you need to read it to understand the larger picture of the DC universe? Not really, and that's kind of the point. It's just like people needed this book. You know, Batman's off doing some weird stuff, Superman's off doing some weird stuff. Why not just have them work together in a simple book? You know, that's all we kind of need. And that's what this was. So at the end of the first issue, they fought a big Metallo and a Poison Ivy, and Superman kind of got some kryptonite in him. The Doom Patrol had to come in and help out. And now they are operating on Superman as he's laying on the table. It's Niles Calder and Robot Man. They are operating on him. They're literally cutting open his chest to see that his heart is glowing with this weird kryptonite inside his veins. It's insane. They're all just watching it, and Batman's like, okay, this is not going the way I thought it would. I'm not enjoying this. Batman really doesn't know what to do. Suddenly, like, there's something happening to Superman's body. They all rush over, and Batman's trying to, like, calm him down. The only way they can, like, stabilize Clark's body from freaking out is if they send the Negative Man spirit inside of that. So they do that. It kind of calms him down a little bit. And then you just see Bruce standing over him like, come on, Cal, we've been through hell together. You've got this. We've been through untold parallels. We can do anything. You can get through this. And just like a boyfriend confronting his boyfriend when he's sick. It's cute. It's fun. I'm going to keep making the boyfriend jokes. And you got their little son right there, Robin, sitting by and watching. And Batman smiles as Clark wakes up. It's cute. It's fun. It's exactly what you needed for a book like this. There's not much to it, and that's fine. They save him. It's cute, it's nice, they save him, he heals up nicely. Then we learn a little bit more about like this weird artifact that the Doom Patrol had found, and it's like this legend of Naza. It's like this weird sword that's connected to this ancient history. I'll explain the history a little bit. We're just kind of like getting a lot of, I guess, exposition for what this arc's gonna be. Basically, there's this guy, this ruler, Lin Jin, and his son died in battle, and he's like, I'm gonna spend the rest of my days trying to find a way to resurrect my son and bring him back. He started learning all these techniques and everything happening, trying to understand a certain way to give his son life back and find a way to bring him back to life. And I think that's kind of interesting. Kind of plays right there into like the wheelhouse of who the Doom Patrol are to begin with, those characters that are based in this idea of finding immortality, which is kind of a cool concept. So he finds this weird elixir. He's like, okay, this elixir can actually save my son's life. So he dumps this liquid onto his son, and huzzah, it works. His son is resurrected, but he's this weird evil creature. He's like, Father, why would you do this to me? Look what I have become. I am a monster. I am a creature of destruction. And he kills his father, thus creating the legend and the story of the Nasta Devil, or the Devil Nasa. And you're like, okay, that's cool. And it's like a great splash page with the reveal of that. If this is a pre-existing character, maybe. If it's a character, if it's like literally a historical figure throughout history, I've never heard of them. But I'm like, that's cool. Interesting. It kind of plays into the wheelhouse of both characters, something steeped in magic and something connected to like a League of Shadows-esque ancient rivalry thing. That's a cool area to explore. So basically Niles is like, yeah, this isn't fake. This really happened. I have this big scroll that shows you exactly the history of this demon. They imprisoned him, but now I think he's coming out and he's broken free and he's releasing havoc across the land with all of your villains, and everybody who's evil is connected to this ancient villain-y devil creature. You know, he's like, here's some information. I've been spying on the heroes forever. Felix Faust is tormenting some boy in Philadelphia. The Flash is dealing with some big winds in Central City. Wonder Woman and Green Lantern are doing their own thing. But Batman's more like, you're spying on all of us? Yeah, that's very Niles Calder. I mean, I don't know what else you would do with Niles, so works for me. If that's what you want to do, I can get behind that. So basically, okay, they're going to have to like figure out what really is the history of the House of G and how they learned to defeat Nasa in the first place. And to do that, they have to travel back in time. But Batman and Superman have to deal with stuff in the present, so the person they're going to send back in time is Robin. And how's Robin going to go back in time? He has a little help from Supergirl. And they're a little bit distant. They're a little cold towards each other. What really happened? Well, we'll talk about it in a bit because I guess there's some clues to what it is. Some storyline that I don't know maybe. could be the case. She carries Robin away. They take off, and Batman and Superman leap into Philadelphia to help out this kid who is named Billy Batson. And this could be... They don't say what the time period. It could be a time before Billy Batson became Shazam. Like, I can't tell if they actually, like, keep it connected. You do see Felix Faust, like, I was given no clue what a young boy's connection to the wizard Shazam. Only that I was cautioned to keep you silent. So I guess he is Shazam, and he's just like, oh, okay, yeah, so his mouth is gone, so he can't turn to Shazam. Very cool. That's a fun thing. I kind of missed that the first time watching. I just didn't even notice that Billy's mouth is missing. So that's very fun. So they come in to fight Felix Faust. It's looking like a really fun fight. It's just very enjoyable. Clearly, they're just kind of getting their asses kicked a little bit, and you just see eventually Superman just like blows a whistle. You're like, oh, something's coming for him? Like, what's happening here? Like, you're just blowing a whistle? How are you going to defeat me with a whistle? It's just like this interesting vibration that can paralyze the muscles in a man, and that is how they defeat Felix Faust for the moment. Elsewhere, we see Supergirl and Robin flying in the sky, talking about like the weird thing that happened to them. It's like, who knew there'd be a monkey around here, and you wore your costume, and the fountain was already half empty, and you were raised in a circus, and you weren't much help with the avalanche, and I did not flirt with the server, just awkward stuff, and that's kind of fun. Dick Grayson and Kara, that's an interesting pairing. I don't hate it. Makes sense if you think about the timeline, because this is supposed to be earlier on in the career, so yeah, I think it makes sense. And basically, they just break through a time barrier and head back in time because Supergirl's fast enough to do it. She wields the sword that they were given in Nazda, and they head down, and they end up in, I guess, the feudal era, wherever this character is supposed to be. They're instantly attacked by these people, and it just turns into an ancient brawl with Batman and Superman still in the present, so Supergirl and Robin have to fight these heroes of another time period. Very interesting stuff that I like to see. Back in the present, we're still picking on Felix Faust here, and he's trying to use some misdirection. He kind of like trips everybody up a little bit, and ensuing is this raining hellfire that actually sends the world's finest and Billy Batson to hell. And that's where the book ends. And I'm like, okay, this is a fun narrative, kind of magic-y, kind of silly. It's very Silver Age, but you're doing that Silver Age thing in like the modern context, so it's working in a stronger level that makes it kind of more interesting. I love to see that. We could sit here and gush about the art all day because it's just perfect, and the way that Dan Morrow draws these guys is just fantastic. And in particular, I love Rita. Rita looks amazing in this book. I really like the way Supergirl looks. I guess just the female characters look fantastic, but it's so incredible. And the coloring is great, and the storyline is so perfect and fun. Everything about this is just exactly what it needs to be. Just silly, campy stuff with these two characters. When they're off doing their own silly adventures in the main continuity, do this with them. Give them silly little fun. That's what they should be. That's what they're doing. This book is incredibly cool, and I think this issue, on par with the last one, just a really strong outing from great creators creating something really fun. So Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue number 2. I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.